Kit Harington checked into a wellness retreat for stress and alcoholism weeks before Game of Thrones. We had been that fans may need therapy after watching Game of Thrones Season 8. Seems like the same. Harington's representative later clarified in it that it is not a rehab but a wellness retreat, and he is utilizing his break after the wrap of Game of Thrones to deal with some personal issues. The scene where Jon Snow stabs Daenerys Targaryen had Harington in tears during the table read. The scene where Jon Snow stabs Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones Season 8 finale The Iron Throne had Harington in tears during the table read. The final season, Harington has also spoken about how emotional he felt about Game of Thrones ending and has repeatedly mentioned breaking down. It does seem According to page 6, Harington is practicing mindful meditation and receiving cognitive behavioral therapy and psychological coaching to better deal with stress and negative emotions in this health retreat called Priv Swiss, which costs upward of $120,000 a month. The publication Kit Harington with wife Rose Leslie in the New York premiere of Game of Thrones Season 8. The past year has been full of ups and downs for Harington. While he married it is always difficult to let go of things that have previously defined us, and Harington is no different. We wish him help. Emilia Clarke turned down 50 Shades of Grey because she was sick and tired of being asked about nude scenes. Kit Harington teared up on finding out that Jon kills Daenerys and fans couldn't control their emotions. Charles Dance Tywin Lannister says he was confused by the Game of Thrones finale. Jason Momoa shares a photo from when he was too broke to fly home after a Game of Thrones shoot. Jorah Mormont was originally meant to survive Game of Thrones Season 8. Women spoke only 22% of the lines in Game of Thrones Season 8, which is the lowest in 8 seasons. Copyright 2019 Wiki of Thrones. All contents right reserved.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,